Welcome to Driven, the Unscripted Success podcast, with your hosts, Mike Menino and Nariman Hamden, bringing you insights and stories on achieving personal, professional, and financial success.
Hey guys, I'm Nariman Hamden, and this is Driven, Unscripted Success podcast. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. We have an awesome guest on today. We have Paula Melo. And Paula is an attorney. She has been an attorney for over 30 years. She started out getting her law, or went to law school, and then started to practice out in Brazil, and then later came to the U.S. and also had to do it all over again. So how are you doing, Paula?
I'm doing great. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on and talk to us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
So where are you zooming in from?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay. I'm right. I'm across Alligator Alley. I'm in Naples.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One of my favorite towns ever. I love Naples.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful area.
I love Fort Lauderdale as well. And it's nice that it's only an hour and 40-minute drive across.
Exactly. Right. Yes. So great. I mean, Florida, I love it here. It's where I consider my home now.
Yeah. I mean, how can you go wrong with being in a subtropical place and it's blue skies and sunshine 350 days a year?
It's getting so nice now that we can go outside like at 7 p.m. and it's so pleasant and so nice. So
yeah, that humidity is starting to lift finally, which is nice. So why don't you start off by giving us a quick snapshot of your business now, what you do and what your company does.
Okay. So I had to start over again 4 years ago when I went to law school here, so I could practice in the United States. And I've been doing commercial litigation since then. And I am now an associate attorney at Darvir Stevens Black & Coza. It's a law firm that is located primarily in West Palm Beach, but also has offices in other states. And I'm now more concentrated in construction litigation. So that's what I've been doing for the past years that I'm here. In Brazil, since '96, I've been doing a lot of stuff, but mostly at the last 10 years before I moved here, I was doing corporate law, contracts, mergers and acquisitions, this contract review and negotiations. That's what I was doing there.
Sure. So let me ask you, when you think back, are there any moments that you'd say really changed the game for your career?
Oh, yes. I think when we look back, there are some moments that I would consider that are very relevant. And of course, when I decided to go on my own years ago in Brazil and have my own law firm, that was a big step. And I think that's very important. When I decided to move to a different country and, with a solid career behind, leaving a solid career behind, not behind, I still have my contacts there and all that I built still helped me here, but it's a little bit different. And so that was a big step as well. And I think that for me, that's what makes the difference. The courage to what everybody likes to say, but to leave your comfort zone. That's very important. So those are the moments that I would point as the pinpoint as the most important in my career.
Sure. So how do you deal with taking risks? And is there a time? Well, this was a big risk that you took. So was taking this risk, basically rolling the dice, did it really work out for you as opposed to if you would have stayed in Brazil and continued with your practice there?
Well, yes. I don't consider myself like a person that likes to take risks. I don't. I'm more like a planner, but I also think it's important for us to overcome the fears that come with we had this desire to give this opportunity to our children and to study abroad, in a different country. My mom already lived here, and she was experiencing some minor health issues. So as all together, we decided to take this leap of faith, and it works. What I think makes a difference for everybody is the commitment that you make, regardless of what you decide to do. And it sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. You have to step back and start over again, and that's
Sure.
okay. But you have to be like at peace that you did everything that you could do to make it work. And if it didn't, that's okay. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be, or there's something better on the other side for
Absolutely.
you. So that's the attitude that I think makes a difference in every risk we take in our careers, or in our personal lives, for that matter as well.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that because, I mean, you might plan and plan. You could plan for anything, and those plans might not work out last minute. And rather than just being fixated on that and getting down on that, you have to be able to be flexible to find a plan B per se,
Absolutely,
and then,
absolutely.
so
I
there's
think you
always
said
a solution.
I think you said the key word there, flexibility. Yeah, I think that's very important for everything in life.
Yeah, absolutely. So, everyone hits a bump in the road every now and then. Can you share a time things didn't pan out and how you got through it?
Uh, well, yes, I mean, there are many bumps on the road. It's fortunately, I don't remember at the moment a big one, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, but yeah, there are bumps on the road. And it's just I think you have to be able to, like you said, just you take the detours that you have to take, and make it work, and
Sure.
keep moving forward.
I don't recall right now something. Oh, can you hear me? Sorry.
I can.
Okay, so I guess let's just take it off. But yeah, there are bumps on the road. If I remember one, I'll let you know. But
Sure.
I think that the lesson to be taken is that you have to not take it as a setback and keep going, keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's a skill or habit you think doesn't get enough credit for contributing to your success?
Well, I think that the positivity, but let me be clear, because I people talk so much about positivity, and sometimes it becomes a little toxic, because and there are moments that we are angry or we are sad and things didn't work, and you're up, like frustrated or upset, and that's okay. What I think it's very important, and I don't think people give credit to, and I think that's something that I have, and makes a difference, is that you don't unpack yourself there. You have to let that moment sit if you're feeling something adverse, but you have to be able to pull yourself up and move forward with a positive attitude, because otherwise nobody's going to do that for you, and that is something that makes a big difference, in being successful in life. And I think some people just boycott themselves because they are so frustrated and so, upset with something, and sometimes they can't reach the success they were envisioning for themselves. But you do have to get out of that mood, and
Yeah,
make sure
absolutely.
that, yeah, your attitude is positive towards whatever you can do. Don't wait for anybody to do anything for you, because you have to go after what you want. That's I
Sure.
think something very important that makes a
Yeah,
difference.
absolutely. And I feel like a lot of people tend to have they put high expectations about what they want and where they need to be, that when they don't achieve it, the letdown is so hard and negative that they don't want to look at anything else. But you can't just put this massive expectation to get from A to Z overnight. you have to have small expectations in order to get, like, that's the big picture. But what are the little expectations in between to get there? That way,
Exactly.
if something doesn't work, then you can have a plan B to shift around it, maneuver around it to continue on the path to where you're planning to head.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah. So, staying on top of any field is tough. What's something exciting you see on the horizon in your industry, and how are you getting ready for it, especially with construction and what's going on
Yeah.
in Florida,
Yeah. So
alone?
imagine South Florida, especially. So
Yeah.
construction is an ongoing
Yes,
project. I say like for the eternity. But yeah.
absolutely.
Uh, well, it's a very interesting field. It's challenging, and especially for me it became very interesting because it's not something that I used to deal with, like, so now I know a lot about construction and all the details. And I think what's going on in the field and what I expect to see is more um, the attorneys working, even if it's in opposite sides, and that's something that happens in the construction field in litigation. Even if we are adversaries in the litigation process, everybody works in in a cooperation mode. Everybody tries to
Yes.
cooperate and make it work for the benefit of the clients. So it's very interesting, and I think it's going to a direction that it should be. Litigation should be something, first of all, to be avoided if possible. So that in
Yes.
construction is also something that happens a lot. The statute and the law is designed to try to make the parties come to an agreement prior to lawsuit if possible,
Sure.
and that happens. So that's something that's very I think effective. But if it's not possible, then we have to work towards trying to reach an agreement or a settlement or something that's going to be beneficial for everybody in some way, because it's never going to be 100% the way what your client wanted to be.
Sure.
In litigation, everybody's living frustrated somehow, but the best result possible, for everybody, without dragging the litigation process unnecessarily for years. So I think
Right.
that's where we're heading to.
Sure. That's wonderful. And with the amount of construction that's going on and projects not going the way as planned and contractors not coming through or owners, and it's a zoo. That's
Yeah,
for sure. It's a zoo out
I
there.
heard
I'm
that's
in real
true.
estate, so I understand it. It's always something.
It
Uh,
is. It is. So many parties involved in a project, and
yeah.
it's just the way it is.
Absolutely. So I'm sure, as you know, leading a team has its challenges. What's your leadership style? And can you give us an example of how it helped you through a tough spot?
Yes, yes. Um, so I'm very, I don't see myself in a leadership position when I am in a leadership position. I'm always working as a team, no matter what. And I think everything that I achieved and everything the position I have or that I had in the past or that I'll have in the future, they're not mine. And I'm not here. I didn't come to this point by myself. So I work with in my field as paralegals and legal assistants, and I always say they are the brain of the operation, and I really mean it, because we can't function without our support staff,
Sure.
and they are really the reason why a law firm is successful or not, because they are the motor that makes the system works. And so I'm very thankful for
Hmm.
everybody that I worked with. And I learn a lot from my mentors and the people I work for under their leadership, because I was fortunate enough to have very good people my whole life. So when I got to that
Yeah.
position to have people working under my leadership, I was able to implement this style that is very collaborative and um,
Sure.
Yes, like I said, it's a team, and it has to be not just, the word. It has to be a team um, attitude towards everything. And if it's a failure, it's the team failure, and let's try to make it work. And if it's a
Yes.
success, let's share with everybody, because otherwise we wouldn't have reached that success. So that's my style.
Yeah, which is a good way to be. It's inclusive, and that way people are collaborating together, more. And on top of it, they're also masterminding how to get around certain situations and come up with out of the box ideas for that, to find the solution.
Absolutely,
You
yes.
know,
Sometimes it comes from where you least expect, and the person has an idea or a solution for something that you're struggling to resolve. So yes, it has to be a participation from everybody. I like effectiveness. I like, you
mhm.
know, um productivity. Like everybody. I don't like people that are not engaged or not committed. I think commitment is very important. But so I surround myself with people that have that attitude, and I think that's the success for a team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you, when you're building your dream team, what's the one trait you always look for and why?
Yes. So I think I just jinxed that one. It's commitment. Yeah, it's commitment. More than experience, more than everything. It's the attitude and the commitment that the person is there to make it work and give the
Sure.
best that they can. That's what I look for. Everything else we can work on, train, and you can teach whatever you need, but you can't teach commitment. To If a person is not like, that's not their
Yes.
personality, they're not gonna
That's not going to work.
change for the
Yeah,
work.
I agree. It's not going to happen. So, how do you encourage your team to think outside the box and bring new ideas to the table?
Yeah, I think first of all, they need to feel comfortable. So it has to be like an open, communication channel with the team. And they have to feel comfortable to say anything, even if it seems
Sure.
dumb or not. So I try to be funny as much as I can, and silly things throughout the day,
Sure.
to make everybody feel like this is an open space, and they can give an idea. They can even criticize something. Is that, oh, maybe next time we should do it differently because it's not working, or this needs to change. Can you bring it to the managing partner that this needs a solution? It's not working.
Sure.
So I think this open communication channel is the key for any business, any team, to function in a
Sure.
effective way. Yeah.
So, what's a day in your life look like? And how do you juggle work and everything else?
Okay. So I wake up early. I'm a morning person. I'm like after 5 p.m. I'm like, and it's not because I'm in this age. I've always been like this. I wake up early. Um, have to have my coffee. So like my life starts after coffee. And I start work. I start working very early, and I try to. I work from home right now, so I have my office at home. I sit. I do my stuff. I usually have lunch early as well because I wake up early, and my daughter comes from school. At the end of the afternoon, I wrap up my work stuff, and then I put on my mom hat and go cook dinner. And I mean, it's easier now. My son is 18. He's just started college at UCF in Orlando, and my daughter is 12. So she's still here, keeps me busy, but it's not that busy. So yeah, at some point it was very difficult to juggle when they're
Sure.
little, and yeah, it's a but parenthood is a learning experience, ongoing. It never ends. So now it's different challenges but I can manage the workload and my family in a very good way right now.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I have 3 kids, so I understand the challenge, and there's no right or wrong way of doing any of it per se. But I see children as just one big science experiment from the point of conception. I mean, it's try this. This
No
not
doubt
working.
about
Try
it.
this. It's constantly like you're in a lab trying to
Yes,
work it out.
yes,
But
completely. I mean,
yeah,
when you think you got something right, not so sure.
yes,
Here comes life
exactly.
to teach you. No, no, no. There are.
Yeah. And there's so many different phases, it's like when they're really the baby phase and the toddler and my kids are in high school and one's heading off to college, and that's another wonderful phase in itself, because they're mini adults, and it's a different
Yes,
conversation, it's different emotions, and so it's nice.
it is. It is. It's the best time, best part of my life, no doubt about it. I mean, motherhood is. You can take everything else. I'll rebuild, but
Yeah.
this is my strength.
Yeah, absolutely. So, has there been a book, a podcast, or someone that's really changed your outlook or approach?
Yes. Yeah, Mel Robbins. I like her theory, and it's something
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of had for myself. And I think she puts in words that let them, and that's something very difficult for me. It took a long time because I expect a lot from people, and that's horrible because I mean you can't, and everybody's their own person. They have their own thing
Yeah,
and their own experiences and traumas and whatever it is. So once I was able to realize that the only thing is what I can do with my life and my reaction and my expectations of everybody. I think that's great. So I would say Mel Robbins is a person that I like a lot. Sometimes I listen to her podcast,
hmm,
and it's this, let them, just let them. If they don't call, let them. If they don't act the way you
yeah,
expect, just let them, because that's not you. You can't control. You control what you can, your reaction. So just,
sure.
and that brings such so much peace, as an individual, and I think that's great. I like her.
Yeah, I like her too. I've listened to her several of her episodes, and I like her message. And it is just let them, because at the end of the day, you can't control them. You can only control you. And sometimes, I prefer to just let them, and like let them leave, let
Yes,
them do what they want to do.
exactly, exactly.
If they want to come around, come on. If you don't. If you
Yes,
need help, call. If you don't, you don't. So it's it's
yes.
it's a lot more peaceful, that
It
way.
is. It is.
It's a
It's a
lot
hard
more
lesson.
peaceful
For
than,
me, it was a hard lesson. But yeah,
yeah,
once I realized that, and then I heard her words, and she put into words what I was already feeling, and I think that's perfect. Yeah, and then that was a moment of growth for me
yes.
as an individual, to just let them.
Yeah, just let them, can't control them all.
Yep.
So how do you tackle learning new things, especially things that are way outside of your comfort zone?
Well, yes. I had to do that a lot, and it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. Imagine I was, I mean, late 40s when I had to go back to law school here, and it's case law. Everything is completely different than what I learned and what I was practicing for so long.
Sure.
So I think my approach is, first of all, I think a lot before I make the decision to do something new, and I do. I'm not like a person that just throws herself out there and let's see what's going to happen. That's not me. But once I decide that I'm going to take this, as a challenge or whatever, because I think it's going to be a good thing for me, for my career, or for my family. Um, I am very committed, and I'm very persistent, and I do whatever I can,
Sure.
under my control and commitment to achieve what I signed up for. but sometimes it doesn't work. But I think what for me, I like to have this feeling that I did what was up to me. If it wasn't, I mean, I can't control what's not up to me, but so I think that's it. When I see something new, like construction was something completely new to me, and I try to learn as much as I can. I try to establish relationships that are going to help me to understand what I need to understand, people that I can reach out to ask, and and that's how I approach and try to overcome that new.
And you've done great with it. I mean,
Thank you.
Starting off in Brazil, completely different, coming here and adapting to the schooling and the courses and whatnot, and then
yes.
So it's a lot,
The law is different. Yeah.
Yes, and then now to jump into construction law as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're adventurous. Well, it sounds like things are going well for you and your business. As you're looking towards the future, I'm wondering if or how you create passive income, or if you invested in the past. So what do you invest in, like stocks, real estate?
I stocks. I'm very conservative. I'm not I don't like to risk with money, because I don't understand anything about it. I'm not really interested. Some people love to, I have friends that are like with the stocks, and they have those apps that you can like invest yourself. And I'm more like conservative, and I just like to, so it's invested in the more conservative things like stocks and bonds and this kind of stuff, that I have the management company, the wealth management company, dealing with that, because I don't really know. And I think real estate is great. I just don't have the time and don't know how to do it. So I guess they invest in real estate, like the funds and everything that are related to private equity, but I don't really, I don't play with those stuff. I just leave it for the experts.
Sure, I understand. So what's on the horizon for you? Any big goals or projects you're excited about? What do you have going on in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yes, so there are two new things that I'm working on. One is like it's a podcast as well. It's more focused on foreign professionals that had to leave their country or wanted to leave their country and work somewhere else. That's in the making. We're starting to record the episodes, and I also would like to teach. So that's something that I'm in conversations with the paralegal studies program at Broward College, that's around here. And I when I first moved to the United States, I couldn't practice as an attorney. So I started working as a paralegal, and I went to the paralegal studies at Broward College program. So I graduated there, so I could learn while I was like, couldn't practice as an attorney. And I have a very good relationship with the people there, and so we're talking. That's something that I would like to do. It looks like they need somebody, and so for the future, that's something I've always liked to teach. I've taught in Brazil, law school, not like as a professor, but more like a guest speaker or an adjunct. And so that's something that I'd like to return doing as a side, as a side gig.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Well, as we're wrapping up the interview, that's exciting to hear that you're going to go into possibly teaching and then launch your podcast. You'll have to come back and talk to us once you get your podcast launched.
Thank
so that
you.
would
I'd
be
love
wonderful.
to do that.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Paula, for coming on and sharing your insights and how you got to where you are today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation. I loved it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening to Driven, the Unscripted Success podcast. Want to share your story? Apply to be a guest at drivensuccesspodcast.com/guest.